Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Divers have located a sixth body in the wreckage of a luxury yacht which sank off Sicily, believed to be that of 18-year-old Hannah Lynch. Hannah was the last person unaccounted for after the luxury yacht, the Bayesian, sank during a freak storm off the Italian fishing village of Porticello, east of Palermo. 5 bodies, including that of Hannah's father, tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch, have already been found by divers in the wreck, which is lying on the seabed at a depth of 50 metres. A total of 22 people were on board the yacht at the time of the disaster, including a 1-year-old child and Hannah's mother. Vice President Kamala Harris has pledged a new way forward for all Americans as she formally accepted the Democratic nomination for president, delivering a message of unity and urging voters to reject Donald Trump. November's election is a chance to move past the bitterness, cynicism and divisive battles of the past, she said. She made history as the first Black and Asian American woman to lead a major party's presidential ticket. The 59-year-old officially became the Democratic nominee after a fast-moving few weeks that began with President Joe Biden stepping aside in the White House race.
So let's get out there, let's fight for it, let's get out there, let's vote for it, and together let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
Well, earlier in the evening, gun violence survivors took to the stage, including Gabby Giffords. The retired politician had just begun her 3rd term in January 2011 when she was shot in the head in an assassination attempt and mass shooting just outside Tucson.
Kamala can beat the gun lobby. She can fight gun trafficking.
35 years ago, my friends and I were in prison.
Prior to that, Reverend Al Sharpton joined the so-called Central Park 5 on stage. Back in 1989, all 5 teenagers confessed to involvement in the notorious Central Park jogger rape case. Donald Trump publicly vilified the teenagers and purchased full-page ads in several city newspapers to advocate for the reinstatement of the death penalty. However, they later withdrew their confessions, asserting they had been manipulated into making them by police and were exonerated when the actual perpetrator confessed. Well, polls suggest Kamala Harris is now in a tight race with Trump, who offered criticism of his rival as her speech unfolded. During a visit to the US-Mexico border in Arizona, the Republican presidential nominee and former US president criticized Kamala Harris as the border czar while praising the wall that was built during his administration but was never completely finished.
We had a border czar who was the border czar. She loved the title, but she didn't want to do the work because she's lazy, and probably more importantly than being lazy, she wants to have an open border.
At least 14 people have died after a bus carrying passengers from India fell into a river in Nepal, according to officials. There were around 40 people on the bus, which was travelling to Nepal's capital Kathmandu from Pokhara. Rescue operations are underway at the accident site on the bank of the Maziangdi River in Tanahun district. The cause of the accident and the identities of the victims have not yet been confirmed. President Emmanuel Macron has met left-wing leaders on Friday at the start of 2 days of crunch talks aimed at deciding who will form France's next government. Snap elections in early July left French politics in deadlock, with no party able to form a clear majority in the National Assembly. A caretaker government led France during the Paris Olympics, to the anger of a left-wing alliance that topped the poll. Their 4-party New Popular Front wants a little-known senior civil servant called Lucie Castet to be named Prime Minister. However, the 37-year-old economist is unelected and seen as an unlikely presidential pick for Prime Minister. And a volcano in Iceland has erupted for the 6th time in just 8 months. Aerial footage shows red-hot lava spewing into the air in the region of Reykjanes in Iceland. It is the 6th time since December that a volcano has erupted in the area south of the country's capital, Reykjavik. The nearby fishing village of Grindavik has been evacuated. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.